All right, everybody, here we go. Here's my picks for Week 14, the last week of the regular season for all of these college football teams, and it comes down to Rivalry Week. At noon, Friday, we have a slew of Friday games, and then we have Saturday games this week. Of course, it's Thanksgiving weekend. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you got to get some good food in your belly. I did not. Everyone that makes great food was gone or didn't want to party with Dependent Fanatic on Wednesday, card night. They all had things going on, but that's okay. That's all right. I'm still kicking, and I'm still putting out some picks. So, on Friday at noon, number 7, Mississippi, is at Mississippi State in the Egg Bowl. Mississippi is favored by 7.5 points. I think Mississippi covers because Lane Kiffin built a really great team, and regardless of if he is going to be the head coach going forward or not, they know that they are better and they know what to do. If Lane Kiffin is a good coach, they can win without him, a la Michigan without Sharon, without Jim Harbaugh when Sherrone Moore took over. So, things happen. If you're a really good team, you are going to win. I think Ole Miss is a good team. They will cover. Also at noon on ESPN, this one is on Friday. Number 13, Utah is at Kansas. Utah is favored by 10.5 points. I like Kansas plus the points, but Utah wins this game. At 3:30 on ABC, Georgia is at Georgia Tech. Number 4, Georgia versus number 23, Georgia Tech. How are they still ranked? I don't know. But Georgia's favored by 13.5 points, and they will cover this game versus Little Brother easily. The ACC sucks. They're terrible. It's not just a Georgia Tech thing. It's the whole conference. Georgia will cover. Also, number 2, Indiana, is at Purdue on Friday at 7:30 on NBC. Indiana is favored by 27.5 points. Indiana will cover versus Little Brother as well. They're going to cover that 27.5 easy and make it to the Big Ten Championship game. And also at 7:30 on ABC, number 3, Texas A&M, is at number 16, Texas. Texas A&M is favored by 2.5 points. I think Texas proves that Texas A&M is a fraud. They are fraudulent. They have beaten the worst teams in the SEC and not the best ones. Now they have one of the okay ones in Texas, and I think Texas wins this game outright versus Texas A&M. At 9 o'clock on Friday night on Fox, number 25, Arizona, is at number 20, Arizona State. Arizona is favored by 1.5 points. Why? I don't understand that. I have Arizona State winning this game outright, and that's final. I can't say Little Brother in this one because, it goes back. Who is Little Brother? It goes back and forth in that rivalry. But then we go to Saturday. And, man, on Fox, big noon, number 1, Ohio State, is at number 15, Michigan. Ohio State is favored by 9.5 points. Michigan wins 5 straight in this rivalry. Ohio State doesn't learn, and that's that. We go on to win this game. I did a preview and prediction. Go check it out. But also, at noon on Saturday on ESPN is number 5, Texas Tech, at West Virginia, a terrible West Virginia team. Texas Tech is favored by 23.5 points. Texas Tech finishes 11-1. They win this game. But I think West Virginia covers this game. At noon as well on ABC, number 12, Miami, is at Pittsburgh. Miami is only favored by 6.5 points in this one. you'd think that would be bigger for a top team versus an unranked team. Pitt has to beat Miami, and I think they will. I think they will beat Miami outright. They didn't care about Notre Dame in the non-conference, right? Who cares if they hang 100 on us, Narduzzi said. I think they win this game versus Miami at home in Pittsburgh. Mark it down. At 1 o'clock on ESPN2, UCF is at BYU, who is number 11 in the nation. BYU is favored by 17.5 points. BYU wins to get to the Big 12 championship game, but UCF will cover the 17.5 points in this game. Some reason, BYU isn't that great. Bear Bachmeier isn't a real quarterback, is he? He's just playing in the Big 12 with terrible defenses, right? UCF, last game of the season, needs to prove themselves. I don't know if they can make a bowl game or not, but I think they do cover the spread versus BYU. All right, some 3:30 games on CBS. Number 6, Oregon is at Washington. Oregon is favored by 6.5 points. Now, as a Michigan fan, I need Oregon to lose this game for Michigan to make the Big Ten title after they beat Ohio State. I think Oregon wins this game, leaving Michigan outside of the Big Ten title game, which is fine by me. We're going to make the playoff either way. That's cool. Oregon wins this game, and they cover this game, and they punch their ticket to the Big Ten. All right, ABC at 3:30 on Saturday. LSU is at number 8, Oklahoma. Oklahoma is favored by 10.5 points. LSU is still loaded as a roster. Even though they fired their head coach, Brian Kelly, weeks ago, they are still loaded. They have still played one of the toughest schedules in the nation. They are still in the SEC. They're not going to make the title game, of course, but I think they cover that 10.5 versus Oklahoma. They could win that game. All right. At 3:30 on ESPN, number 14, Vanderbilt, is at number 19, Tennessee. Tennessee is favored by 2.5 points at home and that's because Tennessee is overrated. Vanderbilt will win this rivalry game outright versus Big Bro. Little Bro gets the job done in this one. All right, 7 o'clock on ESPN. Virginia Tech is at Virginia, number 18 in the nation. Virginia is favored by 8.5 points. Virginia covers versus Big Brother this year, and they go on to the ACC championship game. Do they? If they win this one? I don't know. Either way, they're going to cover versus Virginia Tech. And then some 7:30 games. On ABC, number 10, Alabama is at Auburn. Alabama is favored by 5.5 points right now. Alabama is going to roll over little brother Auburn big time. But come on. Auburn's terrible. Alabama's damn good. They've beaten some of the best teams in the nation. They lost to one really good team in the nation. The loss to Florida State early hurts them. It sickens them too, I bet. They have something to prove here in this one. Alabama's going to roll. They're going to cover in this. At 7:30 on NBC, UCLA is at number 17, USC. And USC is favored by 21.5 points. I think USC rolls over their little brother as well. But it'll be, too little too late for them. They took that third L in the regular season. They will not make a college football playoff. They will not be in the Big Ten championship game, but they can cover versus UCLA. and make a bowl and get them 15 practices going into the bowl, and then who knows what Lincoln Riley's going to do for them next season. Also, at 7:30 on ESPNU, Charlotte is at number 24, Tulane. Charlotte's 1-10. Tulane is number 24 in the nation, and last I checked, one of the highest ranked group of 5 teams per the College Football Playoff Committee. Maybe the top. Yes, they are the top ranked group of 5 team, all the way down at number 24. So they have something to prove in this one. They're favored by 30.5 points. Tulane has to run up the score in this to be considered the best group of 5 team. They're going to want to show what they can do late in this season, and they will run up the score and cover that 30.5 point spread versus Charlotte. At 8 o'clock on ESPN2, number 21 SMU is at California. SMU is favored by 13.5 points. The West Coast trip is daunting for every team so far since these expanded conferences. It's hard to go out there to the West Coast unless you're an elite team and cover the spread. I think California covers the spread, but SMU still wins the game. All right. And then at 10:30, another West Coast trip for a team on ESPN. It's number 9 Notre Dame at Stanford. Stanford only has 4 wins this year. Notre Dame is favored by 32.5 points. But I think it's the same kind of a thing for Notre Dame as it is for SMU. You got to go out there and beat them. Time travel is tough. But Notre Dame will cover that 32.5 points because they have to. They have to put forth the best resume that they possibly can. And that's why they beat Syracuse by 70 or whatever last week. They could have slowed down and put in the backups and stuff, but they need the resume. They have to destroy people for the committee to look at them with any kind of respect, because they lost to the 2 teams that are the best on their schedule. So I think Notre Dame covers there as well. So what do you think of my Week 14 picks? I do have a video about Notre Dame, and we'll just save that for that video. But that's my picks going into Rivalry weekend. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, and have a great day out there. Happy Thanksgiving to each and every one of you.